Really? It's a great show. It really is.
The character's a little bit different now. The character's now from Paris, Texas.
Right.
Going off to Paris, France to visit his buddy. And we have a good time with it. It's a lot of fun.
But you're really a busy actor here in Hollywood. Yeah, you're doing 2 plays.
Matter of fact, I have an audition and I've got to go, but
No,
it's
you're
nice
not.
talking to you.
Sam, you're doing 2 plays right now. Every Thursday you are at where?
We're every Thursday night we're doing Scorchers at the White Fire stage in Sherman Oaks.
But I really enjoyed Boeing. I was there a couple weeks ago, and I thought you were just wonderful. I really did.
Thank you. We have a good time.
It's a good cast, too.
Yes.
Excellent cast. You have Michael Gates, great actor, very good actor.
He's been very
And
helpful.
Yasmine, is it Yasmine?
Yeah, Yasmine.
Yasmine.
Or Jazmine. If you can't pronounce
No,
Yasmine,
I like
you call her
Yasmine's
Jazmine.
better. But
Or
Yasmine,
just say, hey, lady, and then she responds to that.
Yasmine
But,
Golchan.
yes.
And she is from, where is she from? Paris?
We don't know.
We'll find out
passport.
anyway.
We never found.
Tell me,
we're trying
Sam.
to find the location. No, she is French. Yes, and she's wonderful. I'm only teasing. She's
Tell
going
me
to
something.
kill
Are
me.
you getting-
She's going to kill me when she comes out.
Why are you
here.
doing theater?
Why?
A lot of theater now. Yeah.
Because I
wanna know.
couldn't get a job in the films. No.
Sam Jones, why are you doing theater now? You're doing a lot of theater here in Los Angeles.
It was a challenge. I've never done it before, and I decided to start working on the craft. All these years, it's been movies and TV, and I decided, and a lot of people around me decided, you've got to start working on your craft, and I think live stage is the way to do that.
And you're studying still?
Oh yeah,
With Michael?
With the White Fire Company, David Beard, and it's been great. I've been there for about 6 months, and we have a company where we write and direct and perform our own scenes every Wednesday night, and also doing Scorchers at the same theater.
What part are you doing in Sculpture?
I play the husband in Bayou Latesh. It's the
It's
first one act.
southern Tennessee Williams?
Bayou.
Bayou.
In the
It's
Bayou.
southern. It's
Louisiana.
Like Louisiana.
Or
yeah.
Louisiana.
Yeah,
whatever.
right.
Yeah.
It's a good play. It really is.
Thank you.
I really enjoyed seeing you
We had
doing
fun
that.
with it, yeah.
Yeah, you remind me of that guy,
Watch what you say now. Who?
I don't know.
Who?
I can't remember.
Anthony Perkins? No.
No, that's
Psycho 4, what happened to you?
Sam Jones, you're still
Yes.
married. You have a kid.
Oh, yes. Matthew, he's 2.5 now.
And tell me about that movie, 10. What happened to your career? You started in 10.
Yes, many years ago, 1978, we filmed
Right.
it. And the movie did very well. It did very well for Bo Derek, Dudley Moore. And it was my first job, really, film, and I was more or less in awe of everybody.
That was your first film.
Yes, basically, yes.
How did you
Even
get that
though
role?
I auditioned for Lynn Stallmaster, and then he approved it, and then he introduced me to Blake Edwards, and they said I had the part.
Ah, I see.
So, but it was very small. I mean, I had one line of.
But then immediately you went to England.
Yes.
And you did a movie, can I say?
Flash Gordon.
Flash Gordon.
Yes.
Blonde.
Platinum.
Why blonde? That hair is beautiful. Flash Gordon was blonde, I know, but I think that's better.
The original character had blonde hair.
Blonde hair? You enjoyed how long were you in London doing that?
7 months.
7 months.
Yeah, I loved it.
Did you really?
Yeah, I had a fantastic
It's
time.
a good movie, though, wasn't it? It's on Z all the time. I see
It's
it.
on Z. They sold it to cassette, and it became top 10, I think, 1981, 1982. And internationally, it's done very well.
Tell me something.
Yes.
You seem happy. You
I
seem
am very
happy because
happy.
you're doing theater here in Los Angeles.
Yes,
Do you want to
yes.
do a Broadway show? Is that it?
Oh,
Is that what you're
eventually.
aiming
That
for?
would be nice. Yeah, I think, yes, I think I'd be stupid if I said no. No, actually, I just want to do equity waiver the rest of my life. That's
No, you want to go to, you want to do theater. That's what you're preparing yourself, like the Dr. Kildare young man.
Doing theater, you grow every day. You find something new that you can add, and we're with a great cast and crew of people, and they're very helpful, and they're very suggestive. Sometimes too suggestive, but we deal with that. No, it's working out.
Michael, Sam, tell me, the film, that camera, you like to play with that too, don't you? Huh? You like
Anything I get my hands on, Skippy.
You like the camera too, don't you? I mean, that's.
Yeah. No, I just try to have fun. That's basically. I mean, sometimes it's a cop out for me, but if I have trouble with a character, I have this thing that I resort to, and it's just having fun. Sometimes it's out of context, but that's what I get by on.
Where are you from originally?
Florida.
Originally from Florida? Is that when you first came to Hollywood, from Florida here? Or?
Florida, 1975, came out here for a couple of months and tried to make it as a model. And that never worked, so I tried acting.
Sam Jones, you did Playgirl.
Yes.
Tell us about that. What year was that in you? You were centerfold.
1975. Yes, there I am, right there in small print.
Tell me about that centerfold. No, it wasn't small print. I understand it was quite interesting.
1975, somebody told me if I posed nude in Playgirl that they would make a star out of me. So I had my finger in my ear and I said, fine, let's do it. And
Tell me.
It never helped and it never hurt.
It didn't help you.
No, I mean, I just started studying acting for the beyond that, it was the last 8 years, and working on the craft.
I must say, you have a comedy flair about you. I never discovered that until the other night at the Beverly Hills Playhouse. I must say, you just have that little flair about you. You have a marvelous flair, wonderful quality on stage, I must say. Well, and this young man you're with, Michael Gates.
Yes.
I think he is
very helpful. Yes,
he is just wonderful. He has done a lot too.
He has.
He has done a lot of theater, and he's done a lot of. I understand he's done a lot of television shows.
He's done everything there is to do.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, he is used up and abused.
Well, I'd like you to introduce both of these wonderful actors.
Okay.
To me. Would you do that for me?
Okay.
Let's bring on them both.
Jazmine and Michael.
Yes.
Jazmine, our producer, and Air France.
She is the producer of the show.
And she plays Air France.
Come on in, Jazmine.
Jazmine, please.
Hi, darling. She's beautiful.
And Michael Gates.
Hi, Jazmine, you're lovely.
Please
Get that
come
microphone
in.
for you, darling. Get that mic clip. Where is their clip?
Where's your clip? Oh,
there it is. Hi, Michael.
How are you?
Come on in.
Thanks a lot.
How are you?
Well, I'm going to put on my mic so we can talk.
I must say, I must say, you two, you're just wonderful. Just, Michael, I tell all three of you, you work beautifully together. You really do. And
well,
you're from France.
I'm from France, yes.
Yes, where? In Paris?
Paris.
Or? How long have you been in this country?
About 12 years now.
12 years.
12 years.
And
It's a long time.
were you an actress in Paris? Did you study there?
Yes, I was in theater in Paris. And then I came here, did my studies, and continued theater.
I see. And how did you get into producing?
Yes.
This is your second time?
No, this is my fifth production.
Is it
yeah,
really?
Fifth. Yeah, the third at the Beverly Hills Playhouse and 2 in Paris.
And Michael, where?
I'm
Go
sorry.
ahead.
I
That's
wanted
right.
her to tell you about the plays she
Yes.
did in Paris because they were on a very large scale.
Yeah,
Like what?
the one. I did,
Schubert, Emerson type.
yeah, it was the same thing. It was at La Comédie des Champs-Élysées.
I know it very well. I lived in Paris.
Montaigne,
Yes.
And we did a play called Léocadia by Jean Anouilh, which was starring Edwige Feuillard, which is our biggest star in theater in Paris.
You know, she has the quality of Sophia Loren. Oh,
She
she has that marvelous quality of Sophia on stage, doesn't she, Michael?
She has a very strong but real sensitive quality to her. She's real pretty, too.
Tell me something. Michael,
She's even one of my
Michael
fiancés.
Gates, you just blew me away. I mean, really, when I saw you on stage, Airplane. Oh, stop it, Sam Jones. No,
I need some water
it was a great, great performance.
Well,
You
thank you.
remind me of that man, Robert Hayes from Airplane.
You know, it's funny because I first worked down at the Globe in San Diego, and my first agent was actually Robert Hayes' first agent, who started off doing Shakespeare at the Globe. So it was kind of interesting.
I see.
when I came up.
But you're from Tucson?
Yeah, Tucson, Arizona.
And when did you arrive to California?
Well, I graduated college at San Diego State, and then I moved up here in 1980. So I've been here for...
Been doing theater and
And TV
television?
and films.
Like what in TV? Like what have you been doing?
Let me see. I did a pilot and
You Capitol? I know you've been on Capitol.
Capital, Emerald Point, some episodic. When in my first 3 years, I had a wonderful agent who told me that you don't do episodic TV, which was a great help to me. But I have a film coming out. So does Sam. Sam has a great film coming out, My Chauffeur.
Oh, My Chauffeur, yeah.
My Chauffeur, we're going to get into that. Yes,
Yeah.
I was going to get into
And,
that.
Just talk about your film.
Just my
Yes,
special
yes,
life.
your special life.
Sam.
Go ahead.
Thanks, buddy. I have a film, Choke Canyon, which will come out next month, which Chuck Bale directed. And
Wonderful.
and looking forward. We have a performance tonight, as a matter of fact.
Yes, it's
Yes.
wonderful. You do. It's on
Yes.
Fridays and Saturdays.
This is our last weekend.
This is your last
is it,
weekend?
folks.
This is our last
This is it.
weekend. This
Oh,
is
I think
Last weekend.
it's a wonderful show. It really is. Boeing. I think you're all three just wonderful. The review. Look at this review. Look what they're
Does
saying.
it sparkle?
Yeah, touch of Broadway here.
Touch of Broadway.
I'm an intern with Broadway Touch.
The Broadway Touch.
I think it's a marvelous
Yes.
review. It's just wonderful. You should really pack them in this weekend then.
Yes.
We
Really?
should.
Yes.
We should.
How the people been? Good? The audience has been good?
Very good.
Have they really?
Very good.
Do you know, that's one thing about this play. It's the kind of a farce that that really moves.
Uh-huh.
And it's amazing how many audiences, as old as the play is, it's really, we have brought a lot of new life to it as far as how we see the play.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And it
Yes, you
really-
have. Yes,
there's-
you have.
There's parts of it that
Yes.
really the audience can relate to.
Uh-huh. Have you? Go ahead. Sorry.
No, in the review even it says that it was a piece of fluff, you know, that when it was originally done in the film in '65, but that it now the revival that we do to it adds a great deal of action. And
Action,
Nice
yes.
to hear, very nice
Yes.
to hear.
Yasmine, tell me something.
Yes.
You've been in this country. Do you really like it here?
Yes, I love Los Angeles.
Do you really?
I do.
Why do all the French invade America? All the French come to America.
The
This town
weather.
is one big French restaurant. You know this?
Yeah.
LA especially. But you're having a good time here, and you're a producer, you're an actress. And have you done anything since you've been here? I mean, film-wise?
No, not at all. Producing and acting in theater.
This is a great
nothing in
showcase
film.
for you. Great showcase for you. What do you think, Sam?
I think it's a great showcase for all of us, Skippy. No, I'm only kidding. I can't. I've known you
It
for.
is super.
I feel I've known him for so long now. I get teased. I get
Oh,
teased,
Sam used
but
to
no,
come to my showcases, the Hyatt on Sunset, when he was at the Comedy Store. Remember? He used to go from the comedy store. He used to go to the Comedy Store, and I had a showcase at
I was
the
in the.
Hyatt.
But you have to be clear about that.
Okay.
I was in the audience for
You
many
used to-
years
in
at
the
the
audience.
Comedy Store.
Yeah, right. Yeah, he used to. Yeah, right.
You would stand up in the audience. Right?
Sam used to, he used to dash next door to see me when I had my talent showcase. I presented to like 20, 30
Right.
kids, singers and comedians.
Who was funnier, Sam? I mean,
Who was the
Comedy Store, tell the truth now.
You mean way
It was a
back then?
complete difference. I had singers. I had singers. I had a lot of singers on my show. But anyway, getting back to Yasmine, tell me something. The play is not, you're not bringing it anywhere else? You're the producer, right?
I don't know, we're all
What-
talking about it, but you see all of my actors have films coming up right away.
Uh-huh.
So we might pick it up in March.
Uh-huh.
We might. At, I think, the Tiffany. I like the
The Tiffany on
yeah.
Sunset.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a very
That would be
nice
nice.
Great
theater.
theater.
it is a
They've really
good- Very
redone
nice.
it. It's looking very beautiful. One of the other actually three women who are missing from us today, Penelope Reed and Helen Siff
Uh-huh.
and Lamia, are also in the show. And Penelope just got a film,
Exactly.
which is
Yeah.
one of the reasons we couldn't pick it right back up. She's doing a film in
I
Buenos
see.
Aires
Yeah.
for 8 weeks.
That is the maid.
No,
Who's
No,
the
no,
maid?
Penelope is
TWA.
TWA.
TWA, yes, 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 yes.
Sir.
Now, who is the maid?
The main is Helen Siff.
She's quite funny.
Yes.
She's
done
quite,
a lot of
Very
stage.
talented.
yeah, she's quite interesting.
She works show after show after show. We're really glad to have
Very
her.
active woman.
Yes, she is.
Very strong.
And she waits for her laughs. That's what I like about her. She
For,
gets,
even if they don't come.
they don't,
Even if they don't come.
she's very, very good.
She's been very helpful, though. She is.
She has?
She's
Yeah.
one of our. She's the
been a-
backbone. I mean,
She's been a mother
she's.
to everybody.
She has been a mother.
She-
And who
Yeah.
directed the play?
Pierre de Moreau.
Ah, French.
Pierre de Moreau is French,
Uh-huh,
yes. Yes, he was studying at Le Conservatoire. He was with the Comédie Française.
Mm-hmm.
And he directs movies here, as a matter of fact.
Yeah. See, the French have a flair for this type of comedy. They really.
Absolutely, but you know, this is a
that-
French play.
This is a
originally.
Fr-
This
it
is
is a French-
play. Yes, Boeing,
Yes.
Boeing is a French play.
Ah, I
It's,
didn't know.
No, it's a French play, and it opened in Paris about 30 years ago.
Uh-huh.
And it ran for about 7 years. It was a smash success.
Ah, I see.
And then Hollywood got interested, Broadway,
Uh-huh.
and that's how they made the movie.
I see.
And then we picked up Boeing, translated in English, but still we added the French, directing into
I
it.
see. Boeing on Broadway. Who did that on Broadway, David? You don't remember?
I
Do you?
don't know. I
Do you?
really don't know. I remember
I-
the movie who played in it.
Yes,
but
the
no,
movie, the
not-
Broadway.
Yeah.
I thought David would know. My announcer, David Kurvetz, knows every Broadway show who performs on it.
Well,
but
almost
he's
every.
this,
Well, almost,
today
yeah.
he doesn't know. But Sam Jones, you are. Tell me about your new movie that's coming out now.
It's called My Chauffeur.
My Chauffeur.
And it,
I thought it was Limo. They
well,
changed
that was
it?
the original title, Limo. Now it's called My Chauffeur. And it's with Deborah Foreman, myself, and she plays my chauffeur.
I see.
And it's with E.G. Marshall.
Uh-huh.
I
Great
play his, yeah, I play his son, Howard Hessman, and a whole cast of some great character actors that are going to be in there. And it's funny. It's
Oh, it is a fun. It's a. It's,
oh yeah,
It is a
yeah.
comedy.
Yeah, I play it.
So this is your first comedy then? Tell me.
Well, my character is really not a comedic. I play a very uptight executive who has a lot of money, who treats people like dirt.
I see.
Something that
There's
I
some
do.
humor in
Yeah.
that.
It's, okay.
So yeah, I think that's funny as hell. It is. But
So it's coming out. When is it coming out, Sam?
it's coming out the 20th, and they plan to release it, I think, at 1,200 theaters.
Oh.
11 or 1,200,
Well,
somewhere around there.
Good. I wish you a lot of
So,
luck.
Thank you.
With
It
that.
should be a lot of fun.
Tell me something. You have something coming up too, right now?
Yeah, I have the film that I mentioned that'll come out next month that Chuck Bell directed, Choke Canyon, which is done
Yeah.
by Swan American Films over the U.S. and out there.
What's it called?
Choke Canyon.
Choke
As
Canyon.
Bertha would say.
Oh,
Yes.
Choke?
Choke
Canyon.
Canyon.
You have a great sensitivity on stage. Marvelous. He's wonderful on stage. Very.
God, Skippy.
No, I'm very serious. He's very, very good. And you guys work together beautifully, all three of you.
Don't
Just-
we?
Yeah, you work
I agree. There's a
beautifully.
certain energy.
Good
It's a
chemistry.
good chemistry,
It's a
exactly. We have a
Good
good
chemistry
chemistry.
there. It really
Well,
is.
there was one main thing about this play was that there's confusion within confusion, if you know what I mean. In other words, we're hiding three different women in three different rooms in the apartment, and it's very easy for me to give him the wrong cue and vice versa, and we could go into Act 2 or Act 3
Right,
or whatever,
right.
or Scene 4 or whatever. And so what we learn how to do is use the confusion we have as actors within the characters, and it works great. I mean,
Like, let's say I come in and I think Jacqueline is there because she left me at a restaurant, and I'll say, "Where is she?" And he'll say, "Who?" And the line is, "She's in there." And I'll say, "Who, where?" And all of a sudden now we've picked up and we don't actually know where we are, which is perfect.
So the point is, it's okay if we drop a line or something. Well, with us anyway, we can't do it with the women because it would throw a lot of things off. But we shock ourselves a lot of times, you know, by saying something that is not there, and it works perfect because it goes.
it works out
is
very well.
in
It
context.
works out very well.
You know, I didn't realize how tall Sam Jones is until
tall.
I discovered it at the Beverly Hills Playhouse.
Well, I have
You're
my
real
cowboy
tall.
Sit up.
Yeah, Michael, you're tall,
With
but
my-
I must say, he makes you look like
tall.
Skippy Lowe. Small.
No,
I
wait
mean,
a
I didn't
minute.
realize Skippy was. I didn't realize you were so short.
yeah, well, I was made in Japan, Michael. I mean, Sam Jones, you're really tall. How tall are you? How tall are you, Sam?
Well, with cowboy boots on, I guess I'm 6'5", 6'6". I don't know.
That's right.
I had
Without
to
the
wear
boots, he's 5'9".
That's right. You do wear cowboy boots. That gives you a couple inches more.
I forgot about those 7-inch lifts I have in my cowboy boots. You're right.
No, it's on stage.
Jazmine, tell me something.
Yes.
Are you going to get into more producing? Is that what you're going to do, or
I
is that what
think
you really
so.
want to get into?
I think so. I don't know yet, really, to be honest. I don't know if I will go into producing or acting, but I like both.
Yeah.
I enjoy working
I think you're a
with both.
wonderful actress. I think you're lovely, and you have a
Thank
great
you.
quality about you on stage. Marvelous. You carry it beautifully.
Thank
I
you.
loved it. When you walked right out, I just loved it immediately. I thought you were just wonderful. I liked your character immediately. I
That's
thought you
her
were just-
attitude, though. It helps.
It is attitude, yes, yes. She's that way. She is that way, isn't she?
Yeah.
She's French.
We have to get Michael to quit looking at himself on the monitor. Now.
Now, I want to say something
Yes,
about
go
that
ahead.
because this was my first time. I've worked with Italian film crews, but I have never worked with French director and producer and actor. I want to say that not all the French are as we view them as arrogant and a little more. I want to say that they're delightful, and the care that was taken with the production was really well done. I
You
think
have to
the first-class
understand the
job was-
French. The French. If you take a little time with the French, and learn their language, and just to say even 2 words in their language, they'll love you. But if you don't, otherwise they become rude. Yes, they are rude. If you don't get into their language,
Their
or
genre, yeah,
yes,
their
you
way
got to
of
get into their way
Well,
a
it's
little.
not the
And I think it's
language.
wonderful.
It's actually not
when
as
you're in
much-
France, you should do something
It's
about
not the
it.
language.
It's not.
It's more the what's the word?
Openness of life, the way
Yes.
they treat certain ideas.
I love the French.
Yeah.
I think
They
that's my
really-
favorite. My
When you
favorite.
lived in Paris.
I lived in Paris. I lived in Pigalle, up in Rue Télésy.
Pigalle, really? The best
It wasn't that bad. No. It wasn't that bad.
No.
I lived near the Montmartre.
Montmartre.
Yeah,
Montmartre
but
is
Rue
very nice.
Télésy, you know.
Artistic.
Yeah, it was quite nice. I loved it. I was there in the 60s. I was entertaining the troops,
Yeah.
and before de Gaulle said, "Americans get out," you know, which he had the right. because
Yeah, because they owed us
they
about
were loud
$15 billion.
and they were loud. No.
No, I'm teasing.
But let's get back to the play. I must say, it's closing tomorrow.
No, Sunday.
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 Tonight, Saturday
Oh,
night,
you're three
and Sunday
nights.
night.
3 nights,
Oh,
yeah.
When does this show air?
This is going to air, well, it airs, this will air not on Group W, will air next week.
Oh, that's
So
perfect.
it's-
So the show
we're
is
closing.
closed at that point.
We're closing,
You see
yeah.
this,
So sorry,
you'll
but
know.
you missed
Yeah.
the show.
Sam Jones, you have to say something, don't you? I tell you. And the last time I've seen you was with Barbara Luna.
That's right, we did your show,
That's
Barbara.
right.
How is she doing? She's still showcasing?
She's doing fine.
Great,
Yeah.
good.
So tell me, Sam Jones.
Tell
I-
me, Skippy Lowe.
Tell me something. Have you been trying to get a Broadway show again? Let's get back with that again. You really want to get to Broadway, don't you?
Look, I don't know what the ground rules are in this business, but
I mean, you're well
basically,
known.
We learned that
You're-
there aren't any ground rules. You work on your craft, and if you get lucky, if you're talented, if you're in the right place at the right time, if you have the right contacts, then it helps. But as far as wanting to push yourself into Broadway, in the past 10 years, 9 years I've been in the business, the more I pushed, then the worse everything became, you know. So if we just work, you know, if she works on becoming an actress and a producer and just applying that, and Michael and myself, the acting, the things come. But it's always nice to have the right contact.
So what would you tell the young people out here in Hollywood or
I would
out there?
tell
What
them,
how do they really prepare themselves?
I would tell them to, if they have an interest of acting or producing, to leave this business and try something else.
What would you tell them, Sam? Tell me.
Well, you got to give 100%, and you've got to work on your craft, and you have to be very patient.
Persistence.
Yes.
It's about persistence. Keep at it. What would you say,
Yes.
Yasmine? What would you say? Now, you've traveled around the world, haven't you, Yasmine?
Yes,
And you have that European attitude, you know.
absolutely.
So coming to America, you know.
I think it's very tough for Europeans. Very, very tough.
Like what? Like.
To be an actor here, there's not much parts for Europeans to begin with. And if you think of it, more Italians
That's where
than
you should.
French people succeeded, you know, in Hollywood.
Yeah.
If you look in the past and in the present, less and less.
Why did you come to America? Not why Rome. Not,
Why?
You know,
Why? Because
I mean,
my parents loved California, and we moved. That's all.
I see. And you went to school at LA?
Yes.
And you studied, and that's, I see. And how about you, Michael?
I lived in France for a very long time. My parents
Michael
loved California.
From Tucson, Arizona.
Yes.
Yes. And you,
I came out here. I started acting when I was in high school, and when I went to college, somebody said you should do voiceovers and things, and I started doing them. And they started. I didn't have to work at local eateries and things, and then all of a sudden I started getting work, and I said, "Boy, this is a lot better than working a job." And
what would you tell the young actors out there? What, if they, like yourself?
young actors. I tell them, first of all, to be themselves. What Sam said is really true. The more you push, the more you close off. So I would tell them to be themselves as much as possible. And when you hear a no, don't take it against yourself.
That's a
take it
good
as
point.
a no means that perhaps he doesn't think you fit the part, but don't ever give up.
Hollywood casting agents, don't they have, I mean, why do people have to battle casting agents? Can't they just go to the
answer
directors?
this? Can I
Why
answer this?
casting
I
agents?
will answer this for
Why
you.
go right to the
Because
directors?
This is a bad mistake that a lot of actors make, that a casting director is their enemy or something.
Right.
A casting director is your friend. And if you go in there and know that you're yourself and you do a part, you've got more chance of him seeing you. If you go in with any negative attitude, and the reason that the casting directors have jobs is only because in the old days with studios, you had contract players, you knew them, you knew who they were.
Yes,
Now
yes.
you have so many actors and so many different medias, like this
Yes,
show,
yes,
and
right.
that you need somebody to guide you in talent. It seems to me. Sam probably knows more.
Yeah, I agree, 100%. I missed out on many parts because of attitudes.
Of attitudes, yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
you know, I mean,
yes.
early this year, 85, I went to the network twice. They called me in 9:30 in the morning for a 10:30 reading. I said, wait a minute, I just read for 30 people at the network. They saw me twice. Why am I going back? So I walked in the reading with that attitude, and I lost out on my own show and a lot of money because I felt that you know, I'd already been through this, and you know, it's bothering my personal life now because I wasn't getting my rest. But that's not the way it is. This is the business is your personal life. It's everything. It's like being out and doing talk shows or in the public eye. You know, that's the expectations of the business.
Jazmine, in France, I mean, for a young talent studio, is it easier? Would you say it's easier for them? I don't know.
No, I don't think so. I think it's tough everywhere now.
It is?
Yeah, because if you see the French market, it's the same faces too.
Ah, you do?
Yeah.
I see. So it is tougher.
The same actors getting the same parts. You have a new fashion of youth films. So we're getting some new actors there, but that's it, really.
I want to ask you something. What happened to Johnny Holloway? Remember, he was married to Sylvie Vartan.
No, you mean Johnny Hallyday?
Johnny Hallyday, yeah.
Johnny Hallyday, as a matter of fact, his son is here.
He's a singer.
His son is an actor here.
He is?
Yeah, he has about 2-3 movies coming out.
What's his son's name?
David Hallyday.
He's wonderful. He was. I met them with Sylvie Vartan years ago. They were married. I met them.
David Hallyday is still in Paris. She's here. She lives here.
She lives here in Beverly Hills.
Married, she's married to an American.
Well, gee, I love to
From
bring...
the 60s, you remember them?
I remember because I lived there in the 60s, and I remember the night I went to see the Beatles. They were at the Olympic Theater, and I'll never forget that. On the bill, the first half, Tremi Lopez closed, and the second half, the Beatles closed.
It was at
the Olympic Theater before they came to America, and Ed Sullivan introduced them to America right after that. See? And I'll never forget it. Tremi Lopez was the sensation, and not the Beatles in Paris.
Tremi Lopez.
He was the big hit. The big hit in Paris.
From Tucson.
And the Beatles, the French did not want to know. Is that the truth, madame? I was sitting there, and I was watching this, and it was unbelievable. What a marvelous show that was. I loved it, and I saw Josephine Baker. I saw, what's her name, Edith Piaf's last performance.
Really?
With her husband, the Greek one. That Greek husband she was married to, at the Bambino Theater. And it was marvelous, just wonderful. Well, gee, I want to thank you. You're such a delightful lady. Bonsoir, madame.
Bonsoir.
Ooh, that's it. I love it. I love
Bonsoir.